Happy Friday, everybody. It's hashtag FAQ Friday, live from my office in the Windermere in the Lake District. And this week's frequently asked question has actually come off the back of last week's frequently asked question when we were talking about marketing strategies and how effective you can make it and how you can be the differentiator in your competition. But I've been asked about how can businesses optimize revenue management and pricing strategies to maximize profitability, because it's all right getting out there, and some businesses are actually price led, which is not a great thing to be in, because if that's your strategy, you are on a downward spiral. I can tell you that right now. But it is interesting that when you're doing that, you cannot maximize profitability. So how do you get over it? Well, it's all about maximizing profitability. Remember that cash is king. So your cash flow, you need to be really clear on that. But when you're looking at revenue management and pricing strategies, let's focus on that. You've got to implement dynamic pricing. Lots of businesses do this really, really well, and utilize the pricing techniques to adjust the prices in real time based on the supply and demand factors. There's also other things of, when you're looking at your competitor pricing, monitor market conditions, and look at customer booking platforms to make data-driven decisions. Data's so incredible now. You can actually find out so much information, and especially with the introduction of AI last November, probably before then actually, but quite a bit before that. There's so many opportunities to actually find out information to be able to help and support you. But looking at the approach, whether you've got a rate card where you're looking at the supply and demand and events that you've got coming on in the area, your location, etc. Look at how you can capture higher rates during high periods of demand. But don't be known for that. Be very clear with your marketing strategy, but your revenue management and pricing strategy, that you adjust your prices during low demand periods to attract bookings, but also look at added value, which is key. Conduct regular market analysis, and make sure you stay ahead of market trends, whether your events, local demand, drivers, etc. But look at historical data of yours. If you're a new business, look at the previous business historical data. What booking patterns? Is it last minute? Is it far in advance? Is the advanced purchase rates working? And look at market insights to identify periods of high demand and pricing sensitivity. But you've got to keep, this is a live thing, revenue management. It's not start at the beginning of the year and leave it. It's a daily job, a daily task, because things change very, very quickly. There are lots of tools out there that can help and support you. Look at maximizing revenue during peak times, peak seasons, and minimize the impact during low seasons. But look at ways that you can utilize your revenue management systems. Your software will tell you so much. Make sure you have your actual and forecast reports. See how many advanced purchase rates that you've got, how many advanced packages that you've got already booked in and paid for, and really keep tracking on the automation and tracking performance. So much data can be got by these systems, and they are so key to your decision making. They can forecast demand, as I said earlier. Actual and forecast is really key. And then they can provide recommendations for optimal pricing strategies. And there's a lot on the booking channels now in the industry, but there's lots of benchmarking as industry benchmarking in whatever industry you're in as well. But look at being very clear that booking or paying direct or buying direct with you is the key. Have that everywhere, that you are communicating that, so that you're not using all the third-party channels as your booking engine. That should be optimizing your exposure on the third party, not using it as a channel to be able to get your bookings through. So really look at all these elements and segment your pricing. Implement a tiered pricing structure. As I said earlier, rate cards are really good for that, based on customer segments such as business travellers, leisure travellers, or group bookings, etc. Whatever your ideal client is and what what they will be coming to visit you or staying with you or paying you would be, and you could have different price sensitivities according to your booking patterns. So be really clear on tailoring your pricing and packages to target your ideal client effectively, and capture the maximum value from the different customer groups. But added value is key. It is so important. I'll talk about it on another FAQ Friday shortly, but market trends, since COVID, since the pandemic, everybody's been expecting added value as an experience, and that is so important. Look at offering additional services and amenities or facilities, or products as additional elements to boost up your rates and packages. It could be all sorts of different packages. For example, you could have spa packages. If you've got a spa, you could have products that you sell if you collaborate with other like-minded businesses that actually add value to yours. You could do late checkout or early check-ins, special experiences, lots of things that you can add, which will determine your services are in high demand, and make sure you price them accordingly to capture the incremental revenue. But you could use promotional offers strategically, develop targeted promotional campaigns to attract customers during the low times. If you've got low times, look at ways that you can stimulate demand for specific services. So in winter, in the hospitality industry, certain businesses are quite quiet. And what could you do with your already amazing ideal client? Would they like to come in winter? What could you offer as extras to be able to help and support you? And offer limited time discounts, but make sure it's limited. Don't then extend it because it doesn't work. And you could do, like if they've just stayed with you, like a VIP package if they book within the next 2 weeks or in the next month for the next stay, for example, they could get the best value, but make sure then that near to the time that they're staying that the value's not changed lower than what they've currently got. So really be clear on how you're using your pricing strategy and your revenue management, and have value added perks to entice your early adopters, or potential customers who don't actually know you, and then make sure you strategically plan to maximize your revenue, and don't take it off your regular pricing. And obviously use all the OTAs, use all the distribution channels to your advantage for exposure. And remember, price parity was disbanded in 2015. So make sure that you're the best price guaranteed. Really, really look at that. So leverage your data analysis. Make sure you're all over that. That is so key. Your booking patterns, your revenue performance, look at your historical data, identify trends. There's always a pattern in business, always. and it helps you guide your pricing decisions with your ideal client. And if your ideal client's struggling right now and can't afford to come and stay with you, think about changing your ideal client and what pains and problems have they got, and how can you facilitate the pleasure, the gain, and the solution to their problems. So really target your focus on your customer, ideal client, target them, look what they're needing, what they see as a value and what you can offer. Make sure you complete your promises and keep monitoring and adjust continuously. It's being consistent, reviewing your prices decisions, evaluate effectiveness of different strategies, and make adjustments based on your market conditions and customer feedback. If you just add money on for the sake of it, you might have a real problem. You've got to add value, and that was quite catastrophic for the hospitality industry a couple of years ago, when they added more pricing, but they didn't add value to the customer, which caused a real issue. So really look at how you're going to do it. Remember, revenue management and pricing optimization are an ongoing process, ideally daily, but quite often businesses look at it weekly. But you need to constantly monitor analysis and make adjustments, and keep fine-tuning your strategies to maximize your profitability. Know your numbers, know what it is as a walk-away rate, know what your baseline rate is, know what it costs to cater for your customers, and make sure that you're covering your cost and you're increasing with your profit, but add value that costs you nothing but is amazing for your customers. And as always, be consistent. So I hope that's helped. A lot to take in there, I know, but it's really important to understand that, you know, we've got to start optimizing our revenue management and pricing strategies now to make sure that profitability is here for when the sun's shining, like it is at the moment, and make some money. But cash is king. Don't forget your cash flow. If you're VAT registered, or if, you know, we've all got HMRC bills. So many businesses go under because they've not put money away for the HMRC bill. Please put money away in a different account, a deposit account, so that you will not fall short, you know, shy of the HMRC. So make sure you can pay your bills as well. So I hope that's helped. As always, it's Alison at ajlakes.com to help and support you. Please take care. Happy Friday, everybody, and happy weekend.